Hey guys, it's Aaron, your personal coach, and welcome to my movement development series. This is part number 1, the squat, right? One of the essentials in the gym, right? You need to know how to squat. And I've been training in the gym for 3 decades now, and I've seen so many people execute the squat incorrectly, right? If you're executing a squat incorrectly, could be like detrimental to making your posture worse and causing an injury, especially if you're going to put load on that body. So a couple key components to start with. Let's get your foam roller. I recommend the 4-inch, super hard one. You want to release those quads, right? If the quads are tight, generally it's going to cause more falling forward through the movement, right? So if you've got a load on your back and you're falling forward, you're not going to actually engage the glutes to lift up, right? So the first thing we need to do, releasing the quads, just coming down so you've got that starting top of the knee and you're just flicking across that, right? Spending about 20-30 seconds and then moving up. 20-30 seconds and then moving up until you get right to the top of that quad, right? So spend a good 3 minutes each side on that. The second one I recommend doing is a release of your lumbar erectors, right? So what we do here, just come on that, we pop the roller under our back, but it's only halfway on our spine, right? It's not on our spine, it's off the spine, it's on the muscle to the side of the spine, and the roller is approximately at your belly button, right? So what we can do, draw the belly in to engage the core, the lower abs, and just sink into that, find that tight spot, right? And just feel that release on that lumbar erector. What you can also do, the side that you got the roller, bring that leg up as well, and you might want to just turn into it slightly as well. So this is a really good one. If you do have any back pain during a squat, this is a really good one to do in between as well, just to release them lumbar erectors and take that pressure off your disc. Right, so again, spend about 3 minutes each side, then change sides, just sinking into that, right? This is a really good correction that you can do, especially if you've got too much lumbar curvature, right? Too much lumbar curvature, that means generally your lumbar erectors are super tight, so they're creating that curvature. And so these type of people can really start, if they start loading up on the squat, put a lot of pressure on the lower back, right? The next one, just a hip flexor stretch here. Draw the belly button in, tuck under, start to feel that. Just holding that down for 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now the key is going to be tuck here. Draw the belly in, tuck. Right? Make sure your knee's not folding in. Just drawing, feeling that stretch. Really, really good one. 3, 2, 1. Good. You want to do this about anywhere from 10 to 20 times, okay? 10 would be like the minimum, 5 times each leg, okay? Now from here, what we need to do is a bit of an activation. Big part of your squatting is going to be getting the glutes to do the lift, right? So many people that haven't got glute activation, they're doing obviously like heavy squats. So where does the load go if your glutes aren't working? It's your lower back, right? That's why so many people get so much pain from squats and deadlifts, especially because their glutes don't function properly. So just a real quick, simple one for you to start with is just here, up, squeeze the glutes together. Breathe in. Looks like my bum's touching, but it's actually not. All right, so don't let your bum touch. Just make sure you can touch your feet and your knees are in good alignment. 20 to 30 of these, 2 sets is a good starting point. So what you can start to do is start to build up to 3 or 4 sets, right? So this exercise is a really important one. You can do this every day. There's no problem in doing this every day, right? Just making sure you're getting those glutes squeezing hard. Keep your head on the ground as well. Make sure your belly button's drawn in. And it is really important to make sure you stretch out those hip flexors. Okay, so that's going to help obviously get you more extension. So if you do find you can't get your hips up as high, just go back and do another set of hip flexor stretching, right in between. It's really good to do, get in the habit of doing corrective exercises in between your main sets of your squats, okay? So we're all good, we're all loosened up. Our quads, pelvis is in a good position, our back is not as tight. We've got the glutes activating now, it's time to squat. A good idea is always starting with a broomstick, nice and light. How you have the broomstick is important. You want it just on the top of your scapulars here, right? A lot of people I see, because they're so inflexible, the bar is on their neck, right? If you've got a loaded bar on your neck, right, so what do you think that's going to do? It's going to cause a lot of pain. Now, people say, oh, I need the pad on my bar like when I'm doing a squat. You don't need a pad, right? The pad is because something is wrong. You want to get your posture in the right position so that bar is now sitting on the top of your scapulars underneath that C7 vertebrae, okay? Now, I'm super tight in my chest today. See what's happened to me? That's exaggerated, but you want to be able to flatten your knuckles and get your elbows pointing to the ground, right? Set that foundation of that thoracic spine and bring those scapulars together, right? You want to squeeze your hands as well, because that's going to upregulate your rotator cuffs and protect your shoulders as well. It's going to keep them activated. From here, let's set the feet up. I would normally go just outside hip width apart and the toes turned out ever so slightly, 20 degrees. That's the natural position of the hip. Okay, and then from there is what we want to do, executing the squat, the bum's got to go back first. Push that bum back just to there. And then glutes, drive it up. Exhale. Okay, just aim for 20 to 30 of these like body weight squats. If I turn to the side, what you want to be doing is that bum's got to go back first, right? Now, a lot of people struggle with this because they haven't got the glute flexibility. So they start to, their knees will go forward and they'll fold forward first, right? That's a glute issue. You want to just check your flexibility in the glutes. But if you are, what you can do is just stretch the glutes in between. I'll show you how to do that in a sec. So some common like mistakes, the knees are over the toes, right? And the upper body falls forward, right? You want to get that bum going back, put all the weight in the heels, and then driving, getting those glutes to really work. Okay, so 20 to 30 reps of them. 2 corrective exercises, especially like one if your bum is not going back. Well, that's what you want to do is just stretch the glutes. Here, cross over, bring that hand through and over, and then just pull in, keep your head on the ground, push that elbow outside that leg and as you pull in at the same time. Just holding that 20 to 30 seconds and then change. What I'm suggesting, doing 3 sets of this stretch in between, okay? Another one, if you are having shoulder problem with your elbows and getting that bar right, chest stretch. Quick one would be here, you flatten your stomach, create a 90-degree bend through your arm here, and just turning into that, right? Really good for opening up that chest. Again, 20 to 30 seconds. You want to open up this leg as well. Good for the lower back, and then change. Alternate. Just make sure the shoulder here is on the ground. You don't want to lift it up. (20, 30 seconds, like I said, 2 to 3 sets of that as well. It's going to be like really beneficial. Okay, and then you can go back into your second and third set and just start to work on the technique. If you can get a mirror, in a mirror, just having a look, making sure it's looking very, very good. Okay, thanks so much for watching, guys. That is my movement development training number 1, and that is the squat. Stay tuned for next. Level number 2, we have got the bend. Thanks so much for watching, guys.